Baseball Hall of Fame.
Okay, fine.
Why are you so anti-baseball?
Because everybody wants to say, "Oh, Curt Schilling should have got into the Hall of Fame." No,
right, but
he
they
shouldn't
can
have.
say that because they've hit the subscribe button on YouTube, Jake.
Great point. Damn, I forgot about that.
Search The Monty Show. Monty, The Monty Show. I'm thirsty as hell. Don't even kid
The
yourself.
answer is yes.
Yes. The Monty Show, and hit subscribe on YouTube. Curt Schilling should not be in the Hall of Fame. As a baseball player, yes. As an anti-Semite, no.
Should the off-the-field stuff matter?
Absolutely. Because it is history. It is, in my opinion, this is the argument on Andrew Jackson versus Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill.
It's ridiculous, dude.
Right? Like, Barack Obama put in an order to have Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill by 2020 to celebrate 100 years of women's right to vote. It didn't happen because the Trump administration quashed it. Mm-hmm. And it's this whole thing where Andrew Jackson's a former president of the United States, a historical figure, who also created the Trail of Tears and kicked millions of American Indians off their land and sent them to slaughter.
Yep.
And was a slave owner. Mm-hmm. Right? It's probably crazy. How do I equate that to Curt Schilling? Curt Schilling is out here tweeting support of the insurrectionists at the Capitol on January 6th.
Yep.
He is out here tweeting racist, just unforgivable things, and then deleting them because it's time to vote for the Hall of Fame. You can't ever delete a tweet.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
someone's got it.
To me, Curt Schilling is the worst of the worst kind of human being. And he does not belong in the Hall of Fame. And I know that is something that people, get upset about. And I know that's something that a lot of people, don't want to talk about. But you have to talk about their off-field stuff. If we are going to hold people to account for things like steroids and
yep. Which I think we should be, by the way.
If morals matter,
yeah, they do.
Then morals matter.
Yeah.
Curt Schilling is immoral. He has no morals.
Yeah.
He's a racist. By his own words, in my opinion, he's a racist.
Yeah.
By his own actions, Curt Schilling has shown me that, from my perspective, he's a racist.
Yeah.
So I don't believe he belongs in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and I think the trouble is like everybody's so shocked that this time around for Hall of Fame voting that not a single person got put into the Hall of Fame. And I think, you have a combination of steroid guys. You have guys like Curt Schilling, and then you have guys who are borderline players, like Andrew Jones, like Omar Vizquel, like, Bobby Abreu, who had great careers, who you can definitely make a case that they should be in the Hall of Fame, but who aren't, like, no doubt about it, Hall of Famers, like a Derek Jeter or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of tough, but it upsets me a little bit that there's so many people who are like, oh, Curt Schilling should be in the Hall of Fame. It's like, no, dude, like, no, I get it. He had the bloody sock, and he did a lot of great things for the Diamondbacks and the Red Sox, and had a great career. But the off-the-field stuff does matter, and so that's why I say he should not be in the Hall of Fame.
And I think it's very difficult. It's very difficult to convince people of that. Because there's always going to be this crowd that says, well, he was a great pitcher, put him in. It's not like that. Mm-hmm. And by the way, I do think we should overhaul the Hall of Fame voting. I think I think that this is just the baseball writers of America. I want former players and managers and
well, the result would be totally different if that was the case.
Yeah, that's totally. What I don't. With all due respect, and I know I say this too much. Again, fans don't fucking matter. No. Like. Oh, there's going to be a fan strike. Okay, cool, man.
Cool, they're already doing it.
All right, we'll see you later. Like, when has a fan strike ever worked? In any sport, in any city? Do you really, we're going to boycott the Washington football team.
Because the problem is there's always going to be people there. Like, there's always going to be fans there. Like,
yeah. Do you really think they dropped the Redskins' name because of a fan strike? No. They didn't.
They dropped it because their advertisers wanted them to.
And money talks.
Yeah.
That's why. So... Fans largely don't matter. Mm-hmm. We're seeing that ticket revenue and concession revenue matter. If there was no pandemic, fans would be at every game. We'd have been at probably 20 more Suns and Jazz and Laker games.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'd have been in LA for Lakers Celtics.
Well, we were talking about buying season tickets to the Suns when we were there.
Yeah, but then this little pandemic hit.
Yeah.
And Robert Sarver's a cock. But anyway, the point is, the Hall of Fame, I have no problem with nobody getting in.
Yeah.
Because did Barry Bonds do more good than bad for the game of baseball?
No.
No, he didn't. Roger Clemens, more good than bad? No. Sosa?
Nope.
Certainly not.
Sosa's an interesting case because it is assumed that he used steroids, but that's not why everybody hates him. Everybody hates him because of the cork bat incident. That's why everybody hates Sammy Sosa. And then the way he's handled himself after his career. Because he was never technically found positive. Like, there was never
I would agree with that, yeah.
Hey, he never tested positive. But when you look at the era he was playing, it's pretty much just assumed that, he was taking. I mean, pretty clearly.
Well, and I agree with your good friend Eric and Raleigh. Mm-hmm. Baseball writers are irrelevant as newspapers die and information is available everywhere. The Hall of Fame voting is the last bastion of relevance for the writers. Well, first of all, I totally disagree with that. I think the guys that cover baseball on a daily basis, the best guy that is probably one of the Andrew Baggerly in San Francisco comes to mind. Guys that really, Hank Schulman in San Francisco, like the Giants happen to have a great beat writers, huh?
Nightingale.
Yeah, Bob Nightingale's not bad.
Yeah.
Ken Rosenthal, Lawrence Sherman, like there's a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
But my point is, baseball writers are not irrelevant. I think the issue is that we get into situations where they become self-important.
I would agree with that. Yeah, totally.
That's the issue.